Just behind the train tracks in Mishawaka is a house.
It was built in 1901.
With a history, and if the walls could talk,
all kinds of things they would say.
they might tell a story of a death.
My mother-in-law died in front of this window by where you're sitting.
Of tragedy.
Also, the original owner that lived here died in my bedroom.
And an 84-year-old woman who passed away here in her sleep. 3 deaths in this house, and now mysterious happenings.
Oh, all kinds of weird stuff.
Footsteps.
Walking around upstairs.
And voices.
This room here is the one where the TV comes on and off.
Even if it's not plugged in.
Even if it's not plugged in.
Yet none of it bothers the homeowner, Curtis Wright, but he can definitely see how it would for a future home buyer.
Some people don't want to live where people's died in the house.
It begs the question, would you want to know the history of a home before you ever sign on the dotted line? Say if someone committed suicide in the shower or was tragically murdered in a kitchen. Well, now there's a way to know if your bright real estate deal also holds a dark history. It's called diedinhouse.com. Yup, that's simple. At $12 a search, it's the price for peace of mind.
Of course you wonder a little bit, but I think it's kind of an out of sight, out of mind thing.
But now buyer Trish Gardini can't help but wonder the past of her future home.
If someone passed away of old age, I think it would be, you know, not as big of a deal as if it were a murder-suicide or some kind of homicide.
Would you want to know?
I would probably want to know, yes.
You definitely want to know what happened at 901 Dayton Street. A death, a horrific death. A man found murdered and stuffed into a chest. Or what Died in House found at 409 East Woodside Street, where a man took his own life just a few years ago. It's why Cressy Everett realtor Jan Lazara does her best to keep creeped out clients in the know. But in Indiana, the law is loose and the burden is on the buyer to ask.
It's actually not required by law to disclose, but I always feel that it's better to disclose if we know, and as long as we have the seller's permission.
She says ask neighbors, who often know more than most websites, and for free. So we did.
We really can't lie to them about it.
To see what they would tell us about that quiet, empty house on Dayton Street.
I would tell him how his daughter hung herself, and then a couple months after that, he got murdered.
An honest neighbor here and an honest homeowner back here.
I just tell them there's 3 deaths in the house.
But in case you're a skeptic, superstitious, or just plain spooked out, know that homes have a beginning. All homeowners have an ending, and that story is no longer buried 6 feet under. It's now 1 click and $12 away.